Welcome to the Elements of Spirit readings for the week of August 28th, 2017. This is the reading for the element of water, which includes the sun signs of Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The ether affirmation, if you haven't watched that reading, go back and check it out now. It's long, but I like it. Ether affirmation. I have the power to change the vibe of anything and everything at all times through the focus of my attention and intention. Don't forget. Shifting the vibe at all times through the power of focused attention and intention, not just on yourself, on something, anything, someone, somewhere else that needs love, that needs that space held of upliftment, positivity, best outcome for all involved. If we lose one of us, we lose all of us. If we all benefit, we all benefit. Eradicating difference, hatred, and toxicity in the environment, both inner and outer. That's what the ether was bringing. How does that apply to you? Duh! Okay, for you guys, for us, water babies, it's okay to mainline pleasure. So funny, but use it as medicine, not as intoxicant. So we are, you guys, I didn't even know this about myself. We are going to be processing a lot of misery this week. We're going to be processing a lot of sadness. If you have empathic tendencies, you know, I want to say that, like wild empathic tendencies, you know, if you're empathically inclined, it might get really gnarly this week. Hopelessness, inertia, sadness. What do we do? Who cares? What do we feel? What do we feel? Oh, this is going to be the easiest for you guys, for the water babies this week. It's going to be so easy because every time you're sad, you're supposed to pray. That's what the ether said. Every time you feel the pain that's not yours, pray for it. Pray for those who are feeling it. Pray for those who are hurting it. AKA, shift your focus in the direction of pain. Where is this pain coming from? Can I have a sound for this pain? The sound is, So I'm going to sing along with that sound. Ah. So that was it. I just felt a frequency of pain inside of my body. I knew it wasn't mine. I decided to ask for a sound that would represent it, and I sang back to the sound. That was also a prayer. Why? Because I stopped what I was doing, stopped thinking about myself, recognized a frequency of pain or misery or sorrow within myself, and then asked for a representation of it, and then responded with well-wishing, with love, with light, with gratitude, with grace, with hope. All the stuff that seems to be in such short supply, the ether reading tells us this week, like, yo, you can cultivate it at any time you want, so do it. But for us, this week also, it's okay to mainline pleasure. Yeah, the state of the world is a fucking mess. Yeah, the state of this country, the United States of America, is a fucking mess. Because of everyone. Not just because of one person. Because of all of it. Believing that's Pluto and Capricorn. And sometimes there's this decorum of like, oh yeah, that happened. This thing, oh, yeah, it's so sad. So sad. Oh, so miserable. So violent. So much hate. The environment. Oh. The idea, you guys, is like, let everybody else do that. We're not going to do well with that this week. Because it's just going to make us get lower and lower and lower until we lose control of the vibe. It's okay to be happy right now. It's okay to mainline pleasure. It's okay to get high off your own stash of fucking joy. Chase the dragon. Chase the joy dragon. But it says use it as medicine, not as intoxicant. So the idea is to, this is hard, especially if there's anything chemical or clinical going on, to recognize the difference between pleasure and mania. Don't deny yourself pleasure in the midst of pain, but don't keep giving it to yourself when you're fine. Like, this is not about indulgence. This is about processing and helping others to process the heaviness, the pain, the inertia, by getting high off your own stash of joy, off your own stash of pleasure, even. It's not even as high as joy. It's like, it's okay to mainline pleasure. It's okay to really suck it up, suck it out of the moment. I mean, I don't know about you, but do you water babies ever feel like you don't get to come to the joy party? Like you don't get to have the pleasure party? Pretty much everything feels pleasurable to me, and yet I deny myself that pleasure very frequently. Because who am I to feel good? Working on that. Who am I to feel gorgeous when everything is so painful? Well, do you want to look at pain or do you want to look at gorgeous? You know, I would rather look at gorgeous than pain. Personally, I feel like I've cultivated my own brand of gorgeous pain. But that's because my soul is a supermodel. And so is yours. Okay. Okay. I offer my pleasure in the light of pain. Isn't that beautiful? I offer my pleasure in the light of pain. It's okay for me to feel good because I'm going to give it away. I offer my pleasure in the light of pain. I allow myself to cultivate pleasure so as to share it with those who need it most. I feel good for those who can't. I cultivate pleasure. I cultivate enjoyment, even in the midst of horror. Because we don't need more horror. We get it. It's awful. What are we going to do about it? Start with yourself. And this week, be there for us. Be happy for us. Enjoy yourself for us. It's 104 degrees where I am right now. I mean, Houston is flooding. I can only imagine New York is like a jockstrap. And sorry, not a good one. But it's the end of summer. Some people are back in school. Do you want to just keep having like a miserable round table? Are we on MSNBC, CNN, or Fox? Or are we going to shift the vibe with the cultivation of our own pleasure and the offering and the sharing of that pleasure with those who need it, who can't feel it, who don't have it, forgot what it was? Are you going to fight or are you going to dance? Can you do both at the same time? Because remember, this feels very intimate in interpersonal one-on-one relations, in group, work, world relations, and in the larger light of the world, going back to the ether reading, difference, hatred, toxicity. your pleasure will shift the vibe through the focusing of your attention and intention onto pleasure, onto sharing the pleasure, onto offering the pleasure in light of your pain, allowing yourself to cultivate pleasure so as to share it with those who need it most. I offer my pleasure in the light of pain because it's there, even if it's only a little bit. If I feel the pain or if the pain is around me, I offer my pleasure. You look beautiful today. What did you have for breakfast? Oh, can I make you something? I have some really good strawberry jam in the fridge. Do you need a hug? Let's change the music. This is bumming me out. Can you turn off the TV also? Thanks. What are your plans for the next week? Who are you really? It's going to be really easy to be depressed this week. It's going to be really easy to be sludgy and stagnant. But I have the power to change the vibe of anything and everything at all times through the focus of my attention and intention. I offer my pleasure in the light of pain. I allow myself to cultivate pleasure so as to share it with those who need it most. Okay? I hope this serves you this week. I love you. See you next time.